Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanishalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. In this session, we will be discussing from the second verse of the 17th chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Vrisham Vrinala Dhavalam Mehantam Iva Bibhyatam Vepamanam Padaikena Sidantam Shudra Taditam. The meaning of this verse is, the bull was as white as a white lotus flower. He was terrified of the Shudra who was beating him, and he was so afraid that he was standing on one leg, trembling and urinating. So further descriptions of the age of Kali is being given here by Sutta Goswami, Srila Sutta Goswami. The bull is actually the personality of religious principles, dharma. In the shape, in the form of a bull, the personality of religious principles has appeared in order to give us a message. Now Srila Prabhupada explains what is the significance of this bull being described as white as a white lotus flower. The purport Srila Prabhupada says, the next symptom of the age of Kali is that principles of religion, which are all spotlessly white, like the white lotus flower, will be attacked by the uncultured Shudra population of the age. In the scriptures it is said, Kalau Shudra Sambhavaha. In Kali Yuga, majority of the population will be of the Shudra category. Shudra category means uncultured. Uncultured. They don't follow the cultural principles. They don't have a system for purification of the contamination due to this age. Just like to beget a child according to scriptural directions or injunctions, one should follow what is called as a Garbhadhana Samskara, where the parents, before they combine to conceive a child, they undergo cultural purification. They prepare their consciousness to attract a good soul to take shelter of good parents. Without such a purificatory process, the children born will be uncultured, will have criminal mentality. So this is very, very important that the parents should prepare themselves to beget good class of population, beget good children. Now, because in Kali Yuga these principles are not followed, so the majority of the population is of the Shudra quality, means uncultured, contaminated by bad qualities like that. So the principles of religion are compared to a white lotus flower, means they are spotless They are perfect. But in Kali Yuga, the Shudra class of people who are uncultured, they will not follow the religious principles as it is. So Prabhupada says how they actually spoil the religious principles. Prabhupada says in the purport, they may be descendants of Brahmana or Kshatriya forefathers, but in this age of Kali, for want of sufficient education and culture of Vedic wisdom, such a Shudra-like population will defy the principles of religion. They will not follow the religious principles. They will go against it, or they won't care for it, or they will say, we don't believe in such and such religious principles. Religious principles are not a question of belief. That is what people should understand. Just like the when we live in a civilized state, the state laws are to be followed by all civilized people, all cultured people. Good citizens means they are law abiding. It's not that I don't believe in some rules and regulations which are given by the state, or I don't like to follow, or I don't think I should care about them, or I just don't bother about them. I'll do whatever I like to do. This sort of attitude is killing the whole vitality of the human population in this age of Kali. So these kind of people are actually upstarts. They actually are less intelligent, though they pose themselves as very, very intelligent. They may claim like that they're very intelligent, because they put forward all kinds of arguments against following religious principles. But they are actually uneducated, uncultured, they are less intelligent, they are foolish, and they suffer the consequences of not taking the Vedic wisdom. They don't have sufficient education in the proper system of Vedic knowledge. Neither they have the culture of the Vedic wisdom. They don't have good habits, good practices, good traditions. They don't have any of those. So they will defy the principles of religion. And persons who are religiously endowed will be terrified by such men. They also harass others who want to follow the religious principles. They will decry them, they will put them down, they will harass them, they will trouble them, they will give all sorts of lame excuses for not following the religious principles. And such people, the uncultured, uneducated, less intelligent people, will declare themselves as adherents of no religious principles. And many isms and cults will spring up in Kali Yuga only to kill the spotless bull of religion. That means real religious principles nobody will follow. Most people will not follow. But they will declare that they have their own religious beliefs. They have their own religious system that they want to follow. Because the state also gives freedom. Freedom means you can do whatever you like in the name of religion. So, while one religious system says you should not kill innocent animals, another religious system will say, oh, as far as eating habits are concerned, that's the person's choice. Some people like to eat vegetables, some people like to eat meat. So they'll kill animals for eating the flesh of the animal. They say our religious system does not prohibit. Your religious system may prohibit, but we don't think it is sinful to kill innocent animals, helpless animals, even though there is plenty of fruits and vegetables and grains without harming any animal you can eat. But no, they don't want to restrict themselves, though they also eat fruits, vegetables if they like. They say it's our choice. We eat what we like to eat. So this is the nature of the people in Kali Yuga. And these different so-called religious systems will be so many cults without any foundation, without any proper understanding, without any proper basis, irrational, unreasonable sort of arguments or basis. Whimsically, they will have their own so-called religious system. The state will be declared to be secular or without any particular principle of religion. See, the religious principles are not to be based on some people's whims and fancies. That can never be the proper system within a state. But in Kali Yuga, in the name of secularism, there will be no religious principles which are proper religious principles which will be followed by people. As a result, there will be total indifference to the real principles of religion. Nobody cares. Like the real religious principle is to tell the truth. But now they don't care whether they are telling the truth or not, they're telling lies. As it suits them. If they want to tell truth, they want to be truthful, they are truthful. If they don't want to be truthful, they are not truthful. That's all. They don't care. So like this, the indifference to the actual religious principles. The citizens will be free to act as they like without respect for sadhu, shastra and guru. There are 3 standards according to our Vedic tradition. Sadhu means the saintly persons who are completely well established in following the religious principles and teaching them to the others, because they are solidly well established in understanding, getting trained, getting educated, having certain good practices, and having a sober mind. Such saintly people, sadhu, no regard for them, no respect for them in this Kali Yuga. Shastra is the authentic bona fide scriptures, especially the Vedic literature. People don't care for the Vedic literature, what is explained in the Vedas, the truth, the actual facts of life, of this material world, of material existence, that they don't care. And Guru, the bona fide spiritual master. Though there are many gurus, but the bona fide spiritual masters are ignored, neglected. They are not given respect. So, the bull standing on one leg indicates that the principles of religion are gradually diminishing. Even the fragmental existence of religious principles will be embraced by so many obstacles, as if in the trembling condition of falling down at any time. People don't care for religious principles. Even if there's a deterioration or decline, they just don't bother. They say, don't bring in religion or God when we want to point out that the real cause of all problems is this godlessness or irreligiosity, then they say, oh, don't bring in that. Because they have no understanding as to how God consciousness is directly linked up with the peace and prosperity of this human society. That they do not know. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.